Ibrahim Traoré vs. Nancy Pelosi, debunking the 2025 Africa insult, hoax. Introduction. In early 2025, a viral TikTok video sparked widespread attention, claiming that former U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi labeled Burkina Faso's interim president, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, dictator, in a speech. The video further alleged that Traoré responded with a fiery retort on X, condemning Pelosi and Western imperialism. This narrative, dubbed the Africa insult hoax, gained traction across social media platforms, particularly among Pan-Africanist communities and young Africans disillusioned with Western influence. However, investigations by fact-checkers and media outlets quickly revealed that the video was an AI-generated deepfake, part of a broader wave of misinformation glorifying Traoré and targeting Western figures like Pelosi. This article aims to debunk the 2025 Africa insult hoax by examining its origins, content, and dissemination, analyze Ibrahim Traoré's real critiques of U.S. and Western leaders, grounded in his Pan-Africanist rhetoric and actions, explore Nancy Pelosi's role post-Congress, after January 2023, and her relevance to such narratives, contextualize the broader phenomenon of AI-generated misinformation in shaping perceptions of global leaders, discuss the implications of such hoaxes for international relations, media literacy, and public discourse. By combining fact-checking evidence, historical context, and critical analysis, this article seeks to clarify the truth behind the viral claim while exploring the underlying dynamics that fuel such misinformation. The Africa insult hoax, origins and spread. The Africa insult hoax emerged in early 2025, primarily on TikTok, a platform known for its rapid dissemination of short-form content. The viral video purportedly showed Nancy Pelosi, during a supposed 2025 speech, calling Ibrahim Traoré a dictator and criticizing his leadership in Burkina Faso. The clip included dramatic visuals, such as Pelosi speaking at a podium, interspersed with images of Traoré in military attire, rallying supporters. The video's caption claimed Traoré responded on X, denouncing Pelosi's remarks as emblematic of Western arrogance and neocolonialism. Hashtags like Africa insult, Traoré vs. Pelosi, and Pan-Africanism amplified the video's reach, garnering millions of views and thousands of shares across TikTok, X, and other platforms. Fact-checking. The claim fact-checking organizations, including AFP Fact Check and the Cable Fact Check, quickly debunked the video as AI-generated. Several red flags pointed to its inauthenticity, visual and audio discrepancies. Analysis revealed that the video's audio did not sync with Pelosi's lip movements, a common hallmark of AI-manipulated content. The speech's tone and phrasing also deviated from Pelosi's typical rhetoric, sounding overly sensationalized. Lack of verifiable sources. No credible news outlet reported Pelosi making such a statement in 2025. A reverse search of the video's keyframes showed that the footage was spliced from a 2023 Pelosi speech, unrelated to Burkina Faso or Traoré. Traoré's alleged response, the supposed X post from Traoré, was traced to a pro-Traoré account with a history of sharing AI-generated content. No evidence of such a post existed on Traoré's official X account, Capitaine Traoré. Contextual incongruity. By 2025, Pelosi was no longer House Speaker, having stepped down in January 2023. Her public appearances were limited, and there was no record of her addressing Burkina Faso or Traoré in any capacity. The video's creators likely used AI tools to fabricate Pelosi's speech, leveraging her high-profile status as a polarizing U.S. figure to provoke outrage and boost engagement. The Cable Fact Check noted that similar AI-generated videos targeting Pelosi had surfaced in previous years, such as a 2019 clip manipulated to make her appear intoxicated. Dissemination and amplification. The hoax spread rapidly due to its alignment with existing sentiments among Pan-Africanist communities and youth frustrated with Western policies in Africa. Social media accounts, particularly on TikTok and X, amplified the video by framing it as evidence of Western hostility toward African sovereignty. Influencers like Pan-Africa069 and pages such as Inspirational Arc Africa, with 200,000 followers, shared similar pro-Traoré content, often blending authentic footage with fabricated narratives. Data from Code for Africa showed that a network of 165 Facebook accounts used identical messaging to promote false claims about Traoré, generating over 10.9 million views in just 10 days. The Africa Insult video followed a similar pattern, with coordinated sharing across platforms like TikTok, X, and WhatsApp. The video's emotional appeal, portraying Traoré as a defiant leader standing up to Western insults, resonated with audiences, particularly in Nigeria, Ghana, and Kenya, where Traoré's anti-imperialist rhetoric has gained a cult-like following. Motivations behind the hoax. The creation and spread of the Africa Insult hoax can be attributed to several factors. Monetization. Some influencers admitted to creating AI-generated content for profit. For example, Nigerian YouTuber Oguji Nnamdi Kenneth earned $2,000 from a pro-Traoré video, citing the Ibrahim Traoré effect as a driver of views and revenue. Pan-Africanist propaganda. The hoax capitalized on Traoré's growing popularity as a symbol of resistance against Western influence. By pitting him against Pelosi, a prominent U.S. figure, the video reinforced narratives of African empowerment versus Western oppression. Geopolitical agendas. Russian state media and pro-Russia accounts have been linked to amplifying Traoré's image, particularly after his alignment with Moscow following the 2022 coup. The hoax may have served to deepen anti-Western sentiment in Africa, aligning with Russia's broader strategy in the region. Ibrahim Traoré's real critiques of U.S. and Western leaders. While the Africa Insult video was fabricated, Ibrahim Traoré has indeed made pointed critiques of Western leaders and policies, though none specifically targeting Nancy Pelosi. As Burkina Faso's interim president since the September 2022 coup, Traoré has positioned himself as a Pan-Africanist leader, drawing inspiration from Thomas Sankara, Burkina Faso's revolutionary president assassinated in 1987. His rhetoric focuses on anti-imperialism, economic sovereignty, and reducing Western influence in Africa. Traoré's anti-Western rhetoric. Traoré's critiques of the West, including the United States, center on several themes: neocolonialism. Traoré has accused Western powers of perpetuating economic dependency through exploitative trade agreements and resource extraction. In a 2023 speech at the Russia-Africa Summit, he urged African leaders to stop behaving like puppets who dance every time the imperialists pull the strings. Military interference. After expelling French troops in 2023, Traoré criticized Western military presence in the Sahel, including U.S. operations, as ineffective against insurgency and self-serving. He argued that foreign bases prioritize Western interests over African security. Resource exploitation. Traoré has highlighted the plundering of Burkina Faso's gold and other resources by Western companies. His junta nationalized 2 gold mines in 2024, prompting arbitration from Western firms like Surama Resources. Media manipulation. Traoré has accused Western media of distorting Africa's image, portraying it as a developing continent to justify intervention. A fabricated 2025 video showed him denouncing Western media as corporate press controlled by billionaires, though the speech was AI-generated. While Traoré has not directly named Pelosi in his speeches, his broader critiques of U.S. leadership align with sentiments exploited in the Africa Insult hoax. For example, he responded to a 2025 claim by U.S. Africa Command head General Michael Langley, who suggested Traoré was using Burkina Faso's gold reserves to protect his junta. Traoré's X post on April 30, 2025, thanked supporters for standing against imperialism and neocolonialism, implicitly addressing such accusations. Traoré's appeal and social media presence. Traoré's charisma and media-savvy approach have amplified his critiques globally. At 37, he is Africa's youngest leader, and his simple lifestyle, often appearing in military fatigues, resonates with youth disillusioned by corrupt governance. His speeches, such as the 2023 Russia-Africa Summit address, have been widely shared by Russian media and Pan-Africanist accounts, boosting his profile. However, his online popularity is partly artificial. Fact-checkers have identified a surge in AI-generated content, including deepfake speeches and music videos featuring stars like R. Kelly and Beyoncé praising Traoré. Approximately 294 such videos were posted on YouTube between March and May 2025, often marked as altered or synthetic content. These efforts, while not directly attributed to Traoré's government, align with a broader campaign to portray him as a messianic figure, as noted by the Africa Report. Traoré's geopolitical shift. Traoré's critiques are not just rhetorical, they reflect a strategic pivot toward Russia and away from Western powers. In 2023, Burkina Faso expelled French troops and welcomed Russian military support for counterterrorism. Traoré's meetings with Vladimir Putin, including at the 2025 Victory Day parade in Moscow, underscored this alignment. This shift has fueled narratives of Traoré as a liberator, making him a target for both genuine support and fabricated propaganda like the Africa Insult video. Section 3, Nancy Pelosi's post-Congress role. Nancy Pelosi served as U.S. House Speaker from 2007 to 2011 and 2019 to 2023, stepping down as Speaker in January 2023 at age 82. By 2025, her role in public life had diminished, but she remained a polarizing figure, often targeted by misinformation campaigns due to her high-profile criticism of former President Donald Trump and her advocacy for democratic policies. Understanding her post-Congress activities is crucial to assessing her relevance to the Africa Insult Hoax. Pelosi's activities in 2025. After leaving the Speaker role, Pelosi continued as the representative for California's 11th Congressional District, securing re-election in November 2024. Her public appearances in 2025 were limited, focusing on congressional work. Pelosi remained active in the House, advocating for democratic priorities like transgender rights and healthcare. During Trump's March 4, 2025, address to Congress, she drew attention for appearing distressed while clutching her walking stick, reacting to Trump's comments on transgender participation in sports. Criticism of Trump. Pelosi continued her vocal opposition to Trump, posting on X that his 2025 Congress speech was a manifesto of mistruths. This maintained her status as a lightning rod for conservative and anti-Western narratives, limited international engagement. Unlike her time as Speaker, when she led delegations to countries like Uganda, Pelosi's 2025 activities showed no significant focus on Africa or Burkina Faso. Pelosi as a target of misinformation. Pelosi's prominence makes her a frequent target of manipulated content. In 2019, a video was slowed down to falsely depict her as intoxicated, amassing millions of views before being debunked. In 2020, a fake tweet attributed to her criticized Trump's tax policies, using a fabricated handle, Nancy Pelosi instead of Speaker Pelosi. The 2025 Africa Insult video follows this pattern, leveraging her image to provoke outrage. The choice of Pelosi as the antagonist likely stems from her association with U.S. establishment politics, making her a symbolic foil for Traoré's anti-Western narrative. Why Pelosi in the hoax? The Africa Insult video's creators likely selected Pelosi for several reasons. Recognizability. As a former speaker, Pelosi is a globally known figure, ensuring the video's emotional impact. Polarization. Her criticism of Trump and progressive stances make her a target for narratives appealing to anti-Western or conservative audiences. Plausibility. Her past international engagements, like the 2019 Uganda trip, lend superficial credibility to claims of her commenting on African affairs. However, there is no evidence of Pelosi addressing Traoré or Burkina Faso in 2025. Her reduced role post-Congress makes such a speech unlikely, further confirming the video's fabrication. Section 4. The role of AI-generated misinformation. The Africa Insult hoax is part of a broader wave of AI-generated content targeting global leaders. Advances in generative AI have made it easier to create convincing deepfakes, from speeches to music videos, often with minimal technical expertise. This section explores the mechanics, impact, and motivations behind such misinformation. Mechanics of AI deepfakes. AI tools like voice generators, e.g., Lockcuz.ai, and video editing software enable the creation of synthetic content. The Africa Insult video exhibited common AI flaws. Lip sync issues. Pelosi's lip movements did not match the audio, a telltale sign of manipulation. Visual artifacts. blurred hands or distorted backgrounds, as seen in other Traoré deepfakes, indicate AI generation, scripted exaggeration. The video's language, calling Traoré a dictator, was designed to inflame rather than reflect realistic discourse. Similar deepfakes have glorified Traoré, such as a video of Pope Leo XIV praising him, debunked by AFP, or R. Kelly singing his praises from prison, labeled synthetic on YouTube. Impact on public perception. AI-generated hoaxes like Africa Insult shape public perception by amplifying polarization, by pitting Traoré against Pelosi. The video fuels anti-Western sentiment while elevating Traoré's heroic image, eroding trust. Repeated exposure to deepfakes undermines trust in media, as audiences struggle to distinguish fact from fiction. Mobilizing support. The hoax tapped into genuine frustrations among African youth, channeling them into support for Traoré, even if based on false premises. The emotional resonance of such content, as noted by Black by God, reflects a longing for authentic leadership that transcends the falsehoods.